My husband, judging by what I've seen, is in the dead space of the bloodline. He struggles with alcoholism, sometimes drugs, and ongoing problems at work. It happened that his mother cut herself off from the bloodline, fell out with all her brothers and sisters, and no longer speaks to them. My husband also doesn't keep in touch with any relatives on his mother's side. My question is, does this mean that he is protecting us, our 2 children, precisely by being in this dead space? And if he leaves it, will one of us then have to enter it? Thank you. Well, look, colleague. Here are the important points. If you live here, in a Christian patriarchal environment, then most likely your husband, and you as well, don't belong to the egregore of his mother's bloodline, but to the egregore of his father's bloodline. Usually a woman follows her husband, and your husband's mother would have been part of her husband's bloodline, that is, your husband's father's. Accordingly, you and your children should also belong to that bloodline. If this is not the case, you need to ask yourself why. And if possible, if that bloodline is strong and healthy, you should try to become as closely connected to it as you can. Because his mother's bloodline, judging by what you have described, is no longer a bloodline at all. It's like, a dead structure that's just falling apart before your eyes. There's nothing left of the bloodline there. When all the relatives have fallen out with each other, and they try to push one another into the dead space that's no longer a bloodline, that's agony. Everything there has already died. So you need to find another system, a system that will protect you. For this, you need to look very closely at your husband's bloodline, the bloodline of his father, and find and establish good relations with him and with the eldest woman in his bloodline. If you succeed in this, all your troubles will come to an end. Especially if you identify the Regina of the kin, or at least know who she is, and tell her about your misfortunes. Ask her quite literally for protection and help. And very soon, everything in your family will begin to improve. You simply have not described the whole situation. You have written about one branch, but not about the other, so I am considering different possibilities. If it so happens that your husband's father has already passed away, and your husband is illegitimate, for example, and there is no contact at all with that side of the family, you don't know who he is, where he comes from, or where he truly belongs. Then you need to, as they used to say in the Middle Ages, come under the rule of another suzerain, someone of a higher level. Who might that be? It could be a professional egregore. It could be the egregore of the government, meaning you should enter state service and achieve outstanding results there. Religion holds a higher place, but it could also be your own gods. So if you know who your god is, if you establish a connection with him, and through his power form a new bloodline egregore where you are the Regina of the kin, and your husband is your main person, provider, and partner, whatever role he may have, then you and your children will all be part of the system's body. And then gradually, step by step, you will grow the main structures within the body of the bloodline. So this is the way you can act. It requires work. In every case, it requires hard work, whether social, intellectual, or magical. Which of these is most appropriate in your situation is something only you can know, Victoria. From my side, I wish you the best of luck. This is the task set for you in this incarnation. Think of it as a technical task that must be completed. Because if it truly is your task and you fail to carry it out, you will return in your next incarnation with even worse circumstances. So it's better to do it now.